Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. The Barbados Union of Teachers, they're not interested in a remedy to relocate the kids at the St. Bartholomew Primary School from parish land, Christchurch, in spite of concerns about environmental conditions affecting both staff and students. Okay, he's not in a hurry to make things right at that school. But if you were to look at who is the chairman of the Grantley Adams International Airport, where this problem is coming from, it's Jerry Emptage, Dr. Jerry Bruce Emptage. Okay, I don't know if you remember him, but in 2020 here, he was honored in the Independence Day list. He was on the list and he was honored, okay, for his contribution in the medical profession and particularly in the field of urology, okay? He was honored. But prior to that, Emptage was involved in the Archcott matter. Okay, so when you hear what is going on at St. Bartholomew School, the primary school, and you see that no one is pushing to make sure that the kids are in a safe zone and the teachers are in a safe zone, you kind of understand why the teachers are not showing up to school. You kind of understand why kids are not, the parents are not too keen on sending their kids to school at that particular location, because some of them remember Archcott. And as you can see here, when Jerry Emptage hired an architect that turned out to be not an architect, and I've said it before that a lot of people in Barbados who say they are architects are not architects. They just say, but they're not, okay? So when this particular architect, who turned out after the coroner and everybody started to do investigations, he turned out not to be an architect, testified under intense cross-examination, okay? He said that he saw a hole and he called the engineers, he advised the engineers, Mayhe, Hazard and Ridley, and he told them to meet him at this site. Come to the site because there was a cave. He saw not only a cave, there was a hole, okay? And they moved some heavy equipment away from the area, and then they went back again. And they said that the hole that was at one point just 3 inches wide and 10 feet long turned out to be 10 foot wide. Big hole. Okay, 24 inches wide, 2 feet, 2 feet wide and 10 feet long. It turned out to be that way. They spoke to Mr. Hazard and he left without not a care in the world. And they said that when Jerry Bruce Emptage dropped a rock into the hole to try to establish its depth, they could not hear the rock land. It was deep. Okay? So you can kind of understand now why Rudy is not pushing to safeguard your kids. That is not something they care about, in my humble opinion. In my humble opinion, you have to look out for yourselves. You have to look out for yourselves, because these people who are in charge don't care, and they're honored. When they do whatever they do, they are rewarded. The ordinary citizen would spend time in Hotel St. Philip just for picking up empty bottles, just for stealing a bread and two. But these people can do things that cause tragedy upon tragedy upon tragedy, and they are rewarded. The family, up to this day, they have not received any compensation for what happened that fateful day in Britain's Hill, the Archcott matter. Okay, they still have not gotten any money, and they probably will never. So when you see what is happening at the location of St. Bartholomew Primary School in Parish Land, Christchurch, and you wonder if the smoke is affecting children and teachers and other people who work at the school, why would there not be a push to remedy that? Why would there not Zoom classes? Why would they not find a place to relocate the children and the teachers until it is fixed? Because this particular incinerator runs 7 days a week. That's it. It's scheduled to run 7 days a week. And when they say it is not running, you have to wonder, well, it says here it is scheduled to operate 7 days a week. But like I say to you, and I show you from, these are your records now from your paper now. They don't care. There was a big gaping hole and there was a cave. There was a cave. The architect, who turned out not to be an architect, and who advised the engineers, and who advised Entage, he had a vested interest in it happening, in the building being there. He had a vested interest in it. It was a money-making project that even your town and country planning people advised, don't build over that cave. Do not build in that location. Those were orders from your town and country planning. But it was someone was bigger and better than the people who worked at town and country, and they got that order removed and they did revised plans, and this is what happened. You know what happened at Archcott, and you know the people who were responsible per the coroner's report. You know the people, and they are still being rewarded. They are still being called by your government when something needs to be looked at in the schools. Like, for instance, when there was a hole in the school, they called someone that was responsible for what happened on that day to look at the school and to figure out, well, do we have the all clear? Do we have the all clear? Okay, so I spoke about that recently, and these things come up because I'm supposed to pique your curiosity. I'm supposed to remind you of things that you knew but you forgot. I'm supposed to do that. I'm supposed to remind you of things that you should not forget. You should not forget these things. And I'm bringing it to you now from a point of view of a very, very astute parent, someone who is watching, and they're saying, this guy, Jerry Bruce Entage, is the chairman of the board of the Grantley Adams International Airport, and given his record with Archcott, given that record, do you think he's going to care about smoke from an incinerator and it affecting teachers and kids? This is Sherry Veronica.